Everything burned down, nothing left. At the grace of Father God, I never sleep in my shop last night. Come there up until 2 o'clock. And so I go lie down and sleep. And I say, no, so I go home and baby them to go school. And I grace, thank God someone have my life, and that I'm grateful.
For the second time in less than 2 years, a section of the Forum Fishing Beach in Portmore gutted by fire. Could this be deliberate? Cover Story explores. Let's get after it. The recurring fires at the Forum Fishing Beach in Portmore have dealt a devastating blow to the local fishermen and vendors, compounding the hardships they've already endured. Last year's fire, which destroyed 14 shops, left these individuals in a state of desperation, having lost not only their livelihoods but also their tools of the trade. The promised assistance from the authorities for these victims had not materialized by the time the second fire occurred on November 7, wiping out an additional 5 shops. One particularly heart-wrenching story is that of Rose, who had already suffered from the first fire and was attempting to rebuild her life. The second fire obliterated a rented shop, leaving her, her son, and 2 grandchildren in dire straits. It's evident that the lack of support and assistance for these individuals has caused immense frustration and despair, with some turning to alcohol as a means of coping.
Last year, my burnout, don't get to save anything. 7th of November, get the next burnout, I get to save nothing at all.
So Rose, how much you think last year I know you think running a millions?
More than a million. More than a million.
No, I said millions last year. No,
this year, but I said 3 million. Right
last year it was about 2. So tell me, how you feel now?
You know, I feel stressed out. I drink and smoke. I know where to turn right now.
Yeah.
Because here so is my only income. I have and me working at it.
Yeah.
So I don't have no other income.
And you have children?
I have children.
Going to school?
Yeah.
How many of them?
And grandchildren. I have grandchildren, I have 2 grandchildren.
Yeah?
And they have to go daycare and all these things.
And are you solely responsible?
Yeah.
And how many?
And my son, I have 1 son I go to school right now. I know him not focus on school today. Him not focus.
So what time you hear them call you set fire at your place?
About 8 o'clock. About 8 o'clock. Or after 8.
And when you come over here, what is it?
Everything flat. Fireman have spray water. Ambulance. People attack. People do all kind of things. I get to save nothing at all.
I know last year the UDC and of course the parish council said that they were going to help you. Have you heard anything from them?
No, nothing at all. Nothing. Nobody no come say nothing.
And you struggled and you were able to build back something?
Rent.
Right.
Rent somewhere.
So you rented somewhere and you start to do a business again to survive?
Yeah.
To send your child to school?
Yeah.
And help your grandchildren?
Right.
And this come out again?
Yeah.
Wow, this is a travesty.
More than travesty. Right now I'm stressed right now.
I can see it.
Stress. I have to be strong right now till anybody can get a helping hand. Can't do nothing else.
So would you ask that the authorities speed up the help that they promise you people? And because
them only a promise that them do last year and nobody all know we not get no help.
Has anybody come this morning, UDC, the parish council?
Mr. Robert Benham. Miller.
Miller came?
Yes, Mr. Miller came.
Oh, Miller came already. That's the MP.
The motive behind these fires remains a point of suspicion for some, even though the Jamaica Fire Brigade could not determine the origin of the blaze. Tanisha Scotland is one of them.
It would seem pretty strange, though, that we'd have another fire here after
last year fire
It
that
just shock up to it, so it just shock up. Sometimes we feel one day for people that do this RO. Because since last year we have a big fire, about 67 shot burn down, and then we have a next fire about 5 shot burn down. Lose everything. Everything burned down. Nothing left. The grace of, the grace of Father God, I never sleep in my shop last night. Come there up until 2 o'clock. And so I go lie down and sleep. And I say, no, so I go home and baby them for go school. And I grace, thank God someone have my life, and I'm grateful. Sometimes I need to sleep and I get late and I can't get any taxi. I have liquor by crates. I have chemical, my phone, my fridge, everything.
Teresa Richards was fortunate not to have been a victim, but her distress was compounded when her bar was robbed during the chaos of the moment. The already traumatic experience of witnessing a nearby fire threatened the safety of her establishment, causing an additional layer of anxiety and hardship.
Come here and see the place lit down and all of the rent money gone, some of the box money gone. Over 200,000 we lose. Them break the glass, them the grip. A whole heap cause all partner money mixed up in all of them money there. Oh, me I gonna forget by people them partner money.
Member of Parliament Robert Miller has been advocating for the rebranding of the fishing village with a private sector entity, Rainforest Seafoods. They are willing to take up the task. However, there are some logistical challenges.
No, you know me to make assurances, you know. You know that, you know me to make promises, you know. The fishing village is tricky.
but they would want some hope though, MP. They would want some hope.
I know that, but I can't deliver hope that I can't give hope that I can't deliver.
Okay.
And that's just me personally, because the reality is that fishing village is tricky. Fishing villages are normally the jurisdiction of the municipal council.
Yes.
The municipal council do not have that fishing village. It's under the jurisdiction of UEC.
Yes.
I got some private donors and a private entity who is interested in rebranding the fishing village. But we are waiting on the approval of the municipal council.
Yes.
Rainforest is interested to build some stalls
Yes.
to rebrand the place.
Yes.
But they're branding, of course. They're doing it, they're spending their money.
Right.
They don't want to take over the fishing village. They're saying that they want to do it as a community outreach because they purchase fish from the. They don't want to take it over. Right? Also, they had some issues. The issues that are there are real, and I can say both sides of the fence.
Yes.
Right now, the fishermen live on the property. There's no amenities for that.
Right.
There were some sheds that were built for them to store their engine. And I understand where they are coming from. Them can't just leave them engines up. But at the same time, there's no amenities to really live there. Right? So Rainforest really want all of those to start out first. There was an issue with the water, in which the residents really don't pay any fee, and the water bill went up, and nobody were interested to pay it.
So they cut it
There was
off.
an issue. They cut it off. There was an issue with the light. But the reality is that I am working on that part. Right? I'm working on that part with UDC.
Meanwhile, Portmore Deputy Mayor Alaric Campbell has also pointed out that the shops were constructed without municipal council approval, which further complicates the situation.
First, I want to express my solidarity with the persons who would have suffered loss this morning. I also want to indicate that this is the second fire at the premises. The foundation for the premises would have been approved by the Portmore City Municipality However, the structures themselves are not approved, so we don't know the type of materials. Save and except from a layman's view to see that it is board and so on and so forth. The structures themselves has no approval from the local authority. And so, based on the last fire, we saw that there was no space between the buildings and so on. There are some breaches that took place around there. We know as well that the Ministry of Labor and Social Security had made some commitments to the vendors around there with respect to tools of trade that they would have lost. The Portmore City Municipality facilitated a meeting between them and the Ministry of Labor. I don't know whether any follow-up was done. I don't know whether they would have received any assistance from the Ministry of Labor. Fast forward to today, I am understanding that I was present at a meeting where investors indicated that they wanted to rebrand the premises. I categorically state that this is not so. I was at no meeting with any investor. The UDC indicated that they wanted to do something around there with respect to the first fire. And so a meeting was called at the UDC premises. On that day, the Member of Parliament indicated that he was in dialogue with an investor. And I will honestly say that subsequently, he has indicated to me, like 3 weeks or so ago, that he is now ready to move forward. And I indicated that let us recall that they will need approval from the municipal council and so on and so forth.
And that was Cover Story Highlights. Tune in again next time for another edition of Cover Story Highlights. In the meantime, subscribe, like, share, and comment.